Hi guys! Tonight we're going to go ahead and create a cute sign using our 5x5 box frame. It's two-sided, but we're going to use the light side tonight. And I'm also going to create a sign using this welcome to our patch sign. This set of transfers comes with 3 others: a welcome winter, welcome to our web, and welcome Christmas. I think this is a retired transfer though, so you may not be able to get it, but if you already have it, here's some ideas on how you can use it. The first thing we're going to do is to fuzz our transfer. These transfers are sticky on the back, and they are reusable between 8 and 12 times. Just remove them from their back where they come on, and make sure you keep this because that's how you're going to store it. You're going to lay it down on my fuzzing towel, or if you don't have one, lay it down on a towel, lay it on your clothes, just kind of, you're trying to temper the stickiness on the back so that it's not quite so sticky. And then I am just going to lay it on my frame and center it. These fit perfect on the 5x5 box frames. So I'm just going to center it. And then I want to make sure I lay it down. Now, the white areas is the silkscreen part of the transfer. And that's where your paste is going to go through the silkscreen and onto your surface below. So make sure you have it down. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles around the silkscreen. And then you're just going to go ahead and start chalking. I'm going to start chalking, I think I'm going to do the frame and one of the leaves in this shimmer copper color. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my squeegee, and I'm going to start chalking the frame, the outside edge. Actually, I think I want to use a smaller squeegee for this, for the frame part. So I've got a mini squeegee cut in half. You can always cut these in half to make them work better for you. And sometimes you really do want a smaller tool to apply the paste with if you have something that's really close to other areas that you don't want to get the chalk paste on. They work great. We also have something called a detail tool, which has a smaller edge. And it also has another tip on the other side that allows you to kind of pry things off. So it has a pointed end as well. I'm going to go ahead and do both these leaves on the corners with the shimmer copper. It'll make it easier for me just to go ahead and get them chalked without making any mistakes of chalking something that I don't want to chalk. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is really easy to do, guys. I love chalking with paste. It's just so satisfying to move that paste around. I'm not a real creative person. I love to craft. I absolutely love to do that. But as far as thinking up designs and being successful at that type of stuff, I'm not. So when I can do this and have something beautiful come out of what I'm pasting, I feel so successful. I am just thrilled to have that type of success. And I think you'll enjoy it too. The paste is pretty forgiving. Sometimes if you make a mistake, it's still wet, you can kind of wipe it off and get it off, or you can let it dry and you can scrape it off as well. Okay. And I'm kind of making a mess here with my little squeegee, but it'll actually work. I forgot I'm doing this one all one color. So as I go around this, you don't want the paste to dry in your silkscreen. You want to peel it up while the silkscreen still has wet paste in it. That is what's going to allow it to go through and stay on the surface below. Okay, I've got it covered. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of smooth it out and take off any excess paste that I have, because I've covered everything that I want to cover with my shimmer copper. And I'm going to put what I have extra back in my jar, and I can use it again for next time. How are you guys doing anyway on a Wednesday? I like Wednesdays. It's kind of like you've accomplished, especially Wednesday evening, you've accomplished already for part of the week, And there's 2 more days till the weekend. And I just love Wednesdays. Okay, now since I've got this down, and I told you that I didn't want it to dry in the silk screen, this is my detail tool. And notice how it does have a small little squeegee on the end, but this is my pointed tool. It has a cap on it. I'm going to take this and just use it to pry in the corner so I can lift this off. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this part way, make sure I have good coverage, and then I'm going to go ahead and dry it so that I can put it back down and finish chalking the rest of this. Actually, I see a couple spots I missed here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my squeegee again. Just make sure I get those few little spots a little bit better. Okay, lift it again. So this is a nice part of the detail tool. It's just the lifting of the corners if you need them. Now the reason why I'm not taking it off all the way right now is because I don't want to lose my placement. So as I dry this and put it back down, it's going to go back right into place, and I'm going to go ahead and smooth down the parts that I have not pasted yet to make sure they're still in alignment. But I'm going to go ahead and get another corner, lift up the other half of the transfer. Let's see if this is better. Okay. Just to release that paste. And you guys can see how gorgeous this is already. Can you see how the colors and the shimmer? I think that looks beautiful with this frame. Okay, this paste does dry pretty quickly. I'm just going to go ahead and let this flop back down. Smooth on the parts that I have not chalked. Make sure I don't have air bubbles in that. Make sure they have contact with the surface below. I do have some little bubbles right here. Let's see. So I'm just going to lift it and smooth it out. If you get any bubbles, air bubbles under your transfer, if it's not down good, it can cause the paste to run and not give you the crisp, clean lines that you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and push those down. Next, I am going to get another squeegee. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use my Shimmer Olive. This is such a pretty color. And these shimmer paste, guys, they're gorgeous. They have a little bit of shimmer to them. They're not as extreme as glitter, but they have that iridescence to them. Put that down. Cover those silkscreen areas really good. Once again, I'm going to remove off any extra, and I'm going to smooth it out. Put that back in my paste jar. And I think I'm going to use the rust. This rust is kind of an orange, and it's going out of stock. So if you love this rust, not out of stock, it's retiring. So this is probably your last chance to get the rust. And it's a beautiful dark orange. I really like it. Perfect for fall. There's a lot of techniques you can use for these leaves and anything in general. You can mix colors, you can ombre them, you can do like a gradient effect on them. You can do what's called a hot mess, which is just kind of dotting stuff all over. You can do that. So I'm not doing it on this one, but you could also consider that. I'm going to go ahead and lift this and release that paste again. Lifting just where I chalked. Oh, how pretty. This is a pretty transfer, guys. Look at that design. Okay, I'm going to lift it, put it down again, making sure I don't have any air bubbles where I'm going to paste. So I'm going to paste the welcome to our patch next. And I think I'll do that in, I think I like the shimmer copper for that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it towards me or turn it sideways so we can both see. I'm just going to smooth it on. It's really easy when it's all together and there's not detail. You can just smooth it on really quickly. Cover up your silk screen areas. Smooth it out. And take the extra back into your jar. Okay, and I am going to do the stem of this little pumpkin down here. The stem and the little curly Q part of the stem with the shimmer olive. Using my detail tool for this because I want the small applicator. And I think I'll do papaya for the pumpkin. You don't need a whole lot of this paste. I kind of go crazy and just remove what I don't want afterwards. Oh, the papaya is a pretty color. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to do was to use our shimmer shadow, which is our black, to do the words on the bottom. And this is a shimmer, so it is kind of shimmery. So I'm just going to go ahead and do those. I might just do it this way. And then we'll be done. A quick sign, guys. A quick little project. But we're going to go ahead and do our little floral arrangement afterwards. So stick around. Don't switch off yet. If you guys like this project, please give it a heart. Please feel free to share it with anyone else that you feel would like this type of stuff. And follow my page, please. I'd love that. Okay, I'm just going to smooth out the black. Put my excess black back in my jar. I'm going to go ahead and cap up my black. Cap up my shimmer. I do like to cap my paste up pretty quickly after I'm done. I usually have a fan on overhead which dries them out. I don't tonight, but I usually do. And plus it's less mess if I should spill them or be messy like I always am. Okay, so let me go ahead and peel off this design. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So this detail tool is very handy when you have something like the box frames where the transfer fits perfectly. Oh guys, this is really, really nice. I'm gonna get ready to clean this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it down and I'm gonna spray it with water. The sooner you spray this with water, the sooner it gets working on that paste, loosening it up, and it won't dry on there. When it dries, it becomes a little harder to clean, but I'm just gonna start loosening it up. And then I'm going to show you our sign. Look at that. Now you see I got some paste up there. I think I'm going to let that dry and then I'll just scratch it off. But look how beautiful that sign turned out. Welcome to our patch. I'm going to set it aside. Oh, okay. So it's going to need some glue. I'm going to set it aside and we'll get that glued. And we'll proceed to clean our transfer. What I do with the transfers is I just go ahead, the first pass over, I'm gonna clean it, the water with a paper towel. I'm just gonna kind of get the bulk of that paste off the top, just by going over it once or twice with a paper towel. And then I'm gonna get what's called our board eraser. And I have mine sitting in water. It's just like a magic eraser sponge, except there's not any chemicals. And you do want to use these instead of the magic eraser sponge because you don't want the chemicals to harm your transfer. You want to reuse these 8 to 12 times. So take good care of them. That's the important part of this whole process. And you see how good this cleans them off? I'll go over this again one more time. But really the ideal way to clean these is to take them to your sink and clean them under running water. But I want to show you how to do it while I'm on live. I'm going to go ahead and spray this, although my sponge is wet. The back side is not as dirty, so I just run over it pretty lightly. I don't want to harm that adhesive on the back. I want to take really good care of that adhesive side. But you do want to make sure that all the paste is out of your silkscreen, that you don't have any fuzz on here. I see something here, and I see a piece of glitter. Oh, it's underneath, right here. Now, even though the back side of this is sticky, when it's wet, you can take a paper towel and you can actually dry it real quickly. Just go over it, it won't stick. The sticky will come right back. And then I'm going to go over the front side one more time. And some of the pastes do stain, and sometimes the shimmers are harder to come off. But I'm going to go ahead and dry it with my paper towel. And I can show you, I don't know if you can see some of the sheen that's left over on this. There's a little bit of a sheen. But see the discoloration up here at the top? It's staining the teal part of my transfer, but I can see through my silk screen. Can you guys see through everything? So as long as the paste is out of that silk screen, you are good to go. Then you are just gonna get your transfer backer that it came off of. One side is shiny, one side is matte. And you're going to store it on that. You're going to put the sticky side of the transfer to the shiny side of the backer. And just make sure it's got a good connection with the backer. Then I set it aside to kind of dry in the air a little bit. Make sure it's real dry before I put it back in the cellophane bag. But it's clean and it's ready to go again. Okay, so I think I need to switch out my battery on my glue gun, just in case I need to use it. Let's see if this one's charged. It looks like it. Charge this one. I'm going to throw all my dirty squeegees into my bucket of water here. Kind of get those soaking, and I'm going to clean up some of the mess I made. And then we'll get started on our embellished floral arrangement. Now, I saw other designers do this, and it just makes sense. It's just a beautiful way to show off a pumpkin. And so what I have here is I have a pumpkin. I got this one from Walmart, but you can get them from anywhere. I've got a pretty thick piece of foam. It doesn't have to be this thick, but I also have this candlestick holder. And I got this one from Hobby Lobby. I got it 50% off, but I believe this week they're 60 or 66% off. So what we're going to do is we are going, here's the basic idea. While I wait for my glue gun to heat up. We're going to glue this on top, and then we're going to place the pumpkin on top and glue it. And then I have all these flowers over here. I've got sunflowers and just some beautiful fall colors that we're going to stick in the foam and make it look pretty. Okay, so the little sunflowers I think I got from maybe Michael's. And then this other stuff was all together as one arrangement. I got it at Michael's clearance last year. It was in a big thing of styrofoam, kind of like a bouquet holder. And I just took them all out. So you'll see little parts that have the styrofoam still hanging on the end. That's just how it is. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work. No, we can't. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start putting these in. Right away, I'm going to put one of these sunflowers in. And actually, I don't think I need them to be that long. Let me see if I have some cutters. Cutters, yeah, I do. I'm going to cut some of this off so it's not quite as long. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my sunflower. Maybe even more. So the sunflowers are wrapped. The stems are wrapped with tape, and I think that's kind of preventing me from sticking those in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fill in. I should cut that. Fill in with remaining florals to kind of fill in and make it look full and fluffy. I have some stuff that I want to hang down in the front, kind of make it different variations. So I'm gonna maybe poke that in at an angle. And I'm not sure if we're gonna end up seeing some of the foam, floral foam or not, but we will see. Here's some fall leaves. And those can kind of droop down. Let's do these leaves here too. Look how pretty those are. Pop them in. And I'm hoping that we're going to color, cover all the parts of the floral foam. If not, I've got other stuff I can add later, but we shall see. Let's do a big sunflower right here. It's too long. Isn't that pretty, guys? Look at that sunflower. I'm going to add this little hanging piece down here. I'm just popping these in. Maybe another sunflower. What do you guys think of sunflowers? You guys love sunflowers? I love sunflowers. They just always seem so happy. Okay, this one again, the paper is getting in the way. I might use those to cover holes. Some facing up, some facing down. And of course we can kind of bend these and move them as we need to. So that hanging down a little bit. So this one hanging down. Maybe right here. This looks a little sparse. Let's have that hanging down a little bit. I've got this little guy I could glue. I think I'll just glue it right here. on top of that, green flower. I have one more sunflower if we need it. I think we do need it right here. Actually, I have this big one right here too. I'm going to add this one. Oops, that glue was hot, guys. Okay, let's see how that's going to look. I think that's going to look great, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue the edge, the rim of my candle holder. And if I want to switch this around, like for Christmas or some other holiday, I can do that later just by popping off the glue, loosening the glue. You guys think so far? Okay, now I'm going to want to add my pumpkin on the top. So let's just add glue. And then I'm going to use my leaves to fill in. Get a glue stick. Let's see how that's working. Okay, so now I've got these leaves. I think I'm just going to cut them off. I'm going to try to cut them off. Their main stem. Okay. Pick up some of my mass. Do you guys love creating with flour? I love creating with flowers. Now, my husband's not a fan of fake flowers. And so he'll be excited to know that I've used up some of these. Okay, so I have this one right here. It's just kind of a leaf. I think I'm going to add it right here. Just kind of stand it up. Whoops. Let's try that again. Everything came apart. Okay, let's try it again. That looks just about center right there. Maybe I should work on the leaves before I glue the pumpkin. Let's just add those. So I'm just going to kind of stack them around, stagger them. Hope that they cover in all the areas that are open. Sunflower. Two more flowers. Let's see how they're going to work. If they're going to fill in properly. Okay, this is how it looks, and it looks pretty filled in. I mean, I can see some of the floral, but I can move some stuff around too. So I'm just going to make room for this one more time. Glue my pumpkin right down in the center. What do you guys think of that? Got a big glue string right there. What do you think? I really like it. Now I have a bow that came with the same floral pick. Let's see how it goes. So one of the areas where it's kind of barren, I can add a bow, and then it comes in the other half of the bow. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see there. I love it, guys. See, it looks a little bare right here, I think. So I have this other bow that I had made for something else. I wonder if it's too much. It might be too much. I think I'll find another bow to put right there. So if I find, I'm going to move these around and try to find, cover up my holes. I think I can find one more floral pick to put in here to cover that up. I like how this is going up in the air, but this is my floral bouquet with my pumpkin. So regardless of my mess right here on the counter, let's get our sign back. Let's put this right here. Let's go ahead and glue our sign. So this fell apart on me. And it looks like all I have to do is glue it. It looks like the glue just came off. So I'm just going to apply some glue. Should be good as gold. So here's our sign, guys, and here's our arrangement. What do you guys think? I think it's really cute. Give it a heart if you guys love it. I think it's adorable. I hope it makes your autumn nice and cheery. You can keep this out for Thanksgiving, use it for Halloween, which is almost over, but it's a great fall autumn display, and I love how the details in this sign came out. Okay, guys, I'll be back on, not tomorrow, probably not for a couple days, but I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.